Welcome to this week's edition of Mountain Outhouse News. I'm your host, Jam. This is the craziest to happen in running this week. This week's stories include the Ross Barkley 5K, quarantine ultra dramatic finish, and new ITRA President. Been a hot minute for me as we were overwhelmed by the support of the Aravaipa Strong virtual race over the past couple weeks, and I've been working long hours to get all your awards out to you on time. Literally sleeping by the laser machines at night. But we finally rounded the corner, and so we're back. First off, thanks for all the support, and next, I'm really glad to be back. Let's rewind a couple weeks to the dramatic finish of the Quarantine Backyard Ultra. It almost feels like a lifetime ago, but it all came down to two men, Michael Wardian and Radek Brunner, who were battling it out for over 60 hours. Last woman standing, and gotta shout you out, was Anna Karlsson of Sweden, who made it 45 hours while running on a frozen lake. Huge points to her for her choice of course. Way tougher than the boys. Wardian ran small loops in his neighborhood, while Radek ran entirely on a treadmill. So at the start of the 63 hour, you can see Radek get on his treadmill, but as the clock counts down to 0, he just stands there. He's looking at an iPad, it appears, but it is not aware that the hour has begun. He starts running about 2 minutes later. In a normal last person standing event, you must leave the corral immediately upon the start of your hour, or you're disqualified. The rules were maybe a bit hazy, but has since been clarified that if you're using a treadmill in a virtual format, you must start your treadmill to officially leave your corral. Making it all the more interesting, Laz himself was there spectating and commenting in real time as this was all unfolding. Radek was soon contacted and told the bad news. He later followed up saying it was his bad and he wasn't paying attention to the start time. Ultimately, it was Michael Wardian with the win in 63 hours. Seriously, that guy's amazing. A new challenge is sweeping Strava, all inspired by the one and only Ross Barkley. Barkley, who's a midfielder with the Chelsea Football Club, posted an impressive time for a 5K run of 16 minutes and 11 seconds on his Strava account. It was even tweeted out by the official Chelsea FC club. But upon closer inspection, he was incorporating sprints and shuttle runs into his workout, making his 1 hour, 5 minute 23 elapsed time condensed down to a 16:11 moving time, which is what he reported. So the joke has gone a bit viral, and now runners are competing in the Ross Barkley 5K around the world, sprinting for 100 or 200 meters at a time, taking a rest and doing it again till they hit the 5K mark, sometimes taking as long as 2 hours elapsed time, but cranking out a sub 11 minute 5K moving time under the current world record. Now, if only someone would extend that to the full 26.2 miles, why, we could call it something novel like the Barkley Marathon? The current virus has hit close to home in the trail and ultra running community, as friend of the show Sarah Lavender Smith and her family were infected in mid-March. She fortunately had mild symptoms along with her 2 children, but her husband Morgan Smith was hit hard. He ended up falling very ill with the disease and was admitted to a hospital in Montrose, the closest to where they live in Telluride, Colorado. He had quite a scare with his oxygen levels dipping very low, below 74%, but was able to make a full recovery. Thankful for you and your family, Sarah. Thoughts? Sending them out to you. Hey, if you're enjoying this week's show, please drop a like on the video and comment below your favorite story of the week and why. The International Trail Running Association, or ITRA, has a big-time leadership change this month. ITRA founder and also co-founder of UTMB, Michel Paletti, has stepped down from the role as president, which he has held since ITRA's founding in 2013. After the abrupt announcement, he cited turning 65 and needing to focus on UTMB International as a reason to make the move. Unclear if recent events with the global virus have anything to do with the decision, but it's no doubt had an impact on the UTMB franchise. ITRA newcomer and American Bob Crowley will assume the role as new president. This could usher in some massive changes for the organization and create a new separation from the UTMB group, which were both very closely intertwined previously. This could actually be a very healthy move for the long-term success of ITRA and global acceptance. Bob has a huge background in private equity. All sorts of unique runs and challenges are popping up during quarantine. Here are a couple that caught my eye. First is a 3:43 downhill mile. That's 533 feet of descent by Alexander Burks, which sounds insane. His Strava title says it is likely the dumbest and most painful thing he's ever done, and it felt like he was falling off a cliff. Ouch. Then there's Goshi Osada of Japan, who completed a trail 100 miler, 160 kilometers, get this, literally running a loop around a tree with a meter of climb per lap. Well, that adds up. It took him 10,667 laps to finish in 54 hours 40 minutes, with 35,000 feet of climb. He was even seen adding tree branches and logs to the course as it went on to make it more difficult. This has to be one of the most impressive short loop ultras I've seen to date. Speaking of short loop ultras, a man in Austria ran 70 kilometers around his kitchen table on a 6.35 meter loop in 12 hours, 57 minutes, 2 seconds. Just wow. People are crazy. In this week's bonus story, only available for Patreon supporters, I will give some commentary on the virtual race scene, including my reaction to Laz's announcement of a 1,000 kilometer virtual run across Tennessee, or VRAT. To gain access, find the link below. Want another chance at running Western States 100 next time it will happen? All the way in 2021? Well, they have 5 spots they'll be raffling off on June 27th during their normal raffle. To enter, check out the raffle on their website. And good luck. Happy birthday shout out to Don Winkley, the most interesting man in ultra running, who just turned 82. Cancellations continue to mount. We've now lost the Vermont 100 and San Diego 100 this summer. Still a few hundreds hanging on. We'll have to see how that plays out. Both will wait until next year to resume. Also being canceled is the October Berlin Marathon after Germany has extended the ban on large events of more than 5,000 people through at least October. UTMB is set to make a decision in May. One still on but on the brink of a reschedule is the Mount Washington Road Race, currently scheduled for June 20th. It might be moved to August 22nd. The 2020 IAU Asia and Oceania 24-hour, which was to be held in India, is also postponed, with a new date yet to be announced. With all the cancellation news, there's a bit of a bright spot about openings. Namely, Frozen Head State Park. It has just opened back up in the past couple days, and of course John Kelly was there immediately to throw down a new FKT on the Barkley Challenge loop, counterclockwise direction. His time of 3:23.41 blows away his previous best in that direction by 30 minutes and takes 10 minutes off his best clockwise loop time. Seriously, a historic effort by the 15th finisher. Our first virtual race, Aravaipa Strong, is just wrapping up today as I film this, and we had quite the turnout. Thanks to the over 3,000 of you who joined us for anywhere from 5K up to 100 miles. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Our very own John Maroshik and friend Terry Rashid both ran every distance offered, making them the 2 and only finishers of the Corona 230. It's 230 miles. Your 100-mile winner is Sarah Emoto in 16:15, which she ran on her treadmill on a whim. Next up for us virtual race-wise is the Limitless Vertical Challenge. See how high you can climb in a 7-day stretch at the end of May. Join us at runsteep.com. Thanks for tuning in to episode 190 of Outhouse News. Be sure to subscribe to get the latest episode, and if you'd like to support the show, please join Steep Life Media on Patreon, where you'll enjoy bonus content each week, right from me, for as little as $2 per month. We want to mention by name our $25 level supporters and up. At the $100 level, Terry Rashid. At the $50 level, Squirrels Nut Butter, Brian Sands, Mark Grabowski, Renee Feint, Peter and Patty Curry, Martin Trower of Dendera Natural Health, Travis Longcar, Johnny, and the Twisted Fork Ultra out of Park City, as well as our $25 level supporters, Bluebird Running Company, Sean Trujillo, Carrie Savage, Casey Carter, and Jeff Holbrook. Finally, if you'd like to own this week's pair of Jam Jam sunglasses, check out the link below. Have a shitty week.